Everyone loves to save money on video games.
Too true. Hello, everyone. This is Marky.
And this is Freddy. Welcome to Gaming Input. This is going to be part 2 of our video for Xbox deals. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. Now, moving on to Best Buy. I want to mention that Best Buy for the next 7 or 8 days is going to offer one game at a huge discount, maybe 80% or 90%. So make sure you check Best Buy daily. And we'll also post shorts on Instagram and on YouTube to remind you on what deals they have for that particular day. However, they have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled for $10.99. This is definitely a great game if you like the genre of Mario Kart. However, if you don't own Nintendo Switch, you can play Mario Kart, and Crash Team Racing I think is one of the best games that is close to that genre of the racing, the cartoony, arcadey style. Crash is more competitive than Mario Kart because you really need to spend some time learning how to drift. And every time you drift correctly inside the race, you'll get an extra boost or nitro, and hence the game. The game will reward people who's really spent time mastering these curves and how to drift correctly. And also there is every mission, every level has a shortcut. So the more you play the game, the more you have advantage over other players. So the game is very competitive, but it's still very fun. It's a great classic, great remastered, run 60 frames per second, especially on Xbox Series X. I really liked it. I highly recommend it at this price.
Another clearance title at Best Buy is Far Cry 5 for $7.99. This is actually a very nice get. Those open world Far Cry titles have really been exploring themselves, especially with things like the villains. I recently played Far Cry 5 and been really enjoying that kind of like freedom that it gives you, mostly just because you kind of balance the line between genuine serious commentary and genuine serious story beats with silly things like having, all kinds of wackier weapons, and of course the DLC explores that even better. And just having that variety is very interesting. Far Cry has been one of the games that definitely appeal to that creative side of firefights, of deciding how you want to best tackle a situation, and definitely rewards you for it. And it's been fantastic. Seeing it on sale, it has happened a lot. And I think this might be the lowest. And once again, being at a retailer, you can get a physical copy, which for a lot of people is the better road for that kind of, preservation. So anybody's looking to grab Far Cry 5 for a cheap price, this is the way to go.
Let's get started with Microsoft Store that has really great deals. And one of the games I want to mention is GTA 4 for $6.99. GTA is a game that I really don't need to tell you much about. You should be knowing it. However, GTA 4 on the Xbox Series X got a lot of improvement, and both visually and in terms of frame rates and how fast the game is loading, looks really a lot better than the Xbox 360 version. So thanks to the Xbox Series X backward compatibility and the effort that Microsoft is doing to improve all these old games, $6.99 for GTA 4 is definitely a great deal. And remember, if you have the $5 monthly coupon from GameStop, you can even use it as $5 Xbox currency when you go to the store, and this way you can use $5 on Microsoft Store using that coupon code that you'll be getting, and it'll make the game for almost like $1 or $2. Definitely you can't get a better deal on this game, so definitely get it before this deal expires.
A bit of an interesting deal, mostly just because it's not really a deal. This is more of like a reminder, because the game has been blowing up, and anybody who still hasn't tried it yet, it's worth checking out. It's Multiverses. It started its beta, and it's now free to play. There are different options you can get to kind of unlock characters as you go, because that's the deal. It adds characters later, and you play to unlock more characters. This being a strictly like Warner Brothers style, with a Looney Tunes, Game of Thrones, heck, Space Jam, Rick and Morty's going to be coming to the game. It's something akin to a Smash Brothers. It's a little bit more competitive focused. It just recently had a big tournament at EVO, and yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of buzz about it before, and there still is now, but anybody who has kind of looked at it and kind of thought, oh, well, it costs this much. There are versions of the game that do cost money to kind of jumpstart you getting on those characters, but if you are able to jump into it for the low cost of free. So if you haven't tried it out yet and you kind of want to get your shaggy skills going, hey, what better time to start than now? Of course, if you've been enjoying what you've been seeing so far, if you learned a little something on how to save some money, feel free to click the like button, comment, of course subscribe. We're always looking to build that community. We are advancing our sales, like the Flash ones, into things like our YouTube Shorts and Instagram as well. So any quick deals that can happen on the fly, we got you covered even there.
Also, we will be giving $10 Xbox gift card for a lucky subscriber, somebody who really follow our channel and engage in our channel, or follow us in our social media. I will have more details in the description below. The next game on Microsoft Store that is having a great discount is Max Payne and Max Payne 2. both of them for $8.99. In fact, as I'm checking now, Max Payne 3 also for the same price. This series is great and has very special place in my heart. Max Payne was released back on the Xbox days and definitely showed the big muscles in terms of the graphics and what the Xbox can do. Max Payne is not only a really deep story, it's also very poetic. I think in terms of action, it's a game that really a lot of developers after Max Payne was made showed what can video games do, and they start putting serious effort in terms of the story, in terms of the voice acting, and because it really make a huge difference. Max Payne never got old, even when you play it now in 2022. You really enjoy it. One of the things that was really special about it is the slow motion when you try to shoot on people, and all the really great story that has multiple layers and make you really think about the character, and you really feel what he feels. Max Payne 1 and 2 are also having a remake. I think the remake is going to take maybe 2, maybe 3 years because the game is just starting to develop. It's still in the concept format, but I'm looking forward to it. However, if you want to start getting to know what is Max Payne and why it's very famous, now is the right time to grab it.
One of my favorites is available here on the Microsoft Store, and it's Red Dead Redemption for $9.89. This is backwards compatible and actually upscales the game to 4K on the Xbox Series X. So it's a nice little fresh take if you got that fancy TV and just want to jump into a classic. This set the stage, honestly, more than any Grand Theft Auto game has done for me, on what Rockstar is capable of doing. This was such a fun title to play, and a very interesting story, very varied, and just tight controls, well tight but loose, if you get what I'm saying, in that you do feel like you have control while still keeping realism around. And like it's great performances. John Marston is one of my favorite characters, and yeah, it's that Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West. It's that version, but just explored more so than I think any other game has been, or at least in its time. It was a 360 title, but hey, I can't recommend it enough in general. So please grab it, and because under $10 is a great get.
The next game I'm going to talk about is Metro Saga Bundle for $14.99. This is maybe the lowest we have seen for this bundle. 3 great games for $14.99. Metro Exodus, that was released back in 2019, is the best out of the series. However, I don't want you really to jump on it immediately because it has really a great story. And you really relate to it more the more you play it, and especially if you play the first one and the second one. So be patient with these 2 early games. However, they aged a little bit, but they're still very fun, and it will really tell you why a lot of people were excited about Metro Exodus. It's one of those games like Witcher 1 and 2. People didn't hear about it that much, but Witcher 3 is where everybody got to know it and people start going backward to play it. So I'm just telling you up front, Metro is a game that is really worth playing. It's a bit scary, especially when you're in the tunnels. Everything is dark. You don't know where the enemy is gonna come attack you. Metro Exodus still look stunning, especially on the Xbox Series X. The game is very famous about how much you can customize and change your weapon. You can make even a gun really powerful after a lot of customization. Sound 3D. Really play this game with the headphones, because when you're inside the tunnel and you don't see anything in front of you, the sound will make a huge difference on where you're gonna look and where you expect the attack is gonna hit you. Of course, Metro Exodus was also an open world. The environment is very diverse. Make another layer to this great game, and still, even in 2022, the game is still visually stunning. I highly recommend it at this price.
And of course, any of the games you played, are there any of these that you're interested in? How have the GameStop or other retailer deals treating you? Feel free to let us know. We're always interested in keeping that discussion going. See you guys real soon.